Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the new movie, Borderlands. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider liking and subscribing. That way I don't go crazy and search for a vault my entire life. The synopsis is as follows. Returning to her home planet Pandora, an infamous bounty hunter forms an unexpected alliance with a ragtag team of misfits. Together they battle alien monsters and dangerous bandits to uncover one of Pandora's most explosive secrets. So without further ado, let's get into the 6 things that make a movie great. 1. The plot. The plot of this movie is an absolute mess, so I'll do my best to describe it in the simplest terms. Basically, there's a dude named Atlas who's looking for his daughter Tina, who's been kidnapped off of one of his ships. He hires bounty hunter Lilith to go and retrieve her, which she accomplishes in the first 10 minutes of the movie. But Alice has also hired other people to find his daughter, and so they start fighting, and then Lilith decides to join the people that kidnapped Tina as they now run away from the other people that Atlas sent to retrieve Tina. All of this is done in an attempt to try to open a vault which cannot be done without Tina, and the chaos ensues from there. Basically, this movie felt like one big, long chase scene that was absolutely terrible. And the world building in this movie is absolute trash. The one video game-esque thing that this movie did have is that you go from one place to another to get another thing to do another thing, which sounds a lot like the most recent Star Wars movies, honestly. To be fair though, there is a decent story in here, but you would need a more capable director than Eli Roth. All that he's done is a bunch of B-rated horror movies, which begs the question, how the heck did this movie fall into his hands? Because the plot of this movie was garbage. So for me, plot gets a thumbs down. 2 is family friendliness. Borderlands is rated PG-13. It has a mild to moderate bit of profanity and a lot of action and violence. I was talking with some people after the movie and they think that it could have been better if it was rated R, but the weird split you feel in this film is that a lot of the humor in it feels like it's directed towards kids, and then there's a couple lines that you're like, oh yeah, that's for adults. Just because of the amount of violence in this movie, I would use caution if you want to bring your kids to it, but I would wager that you don't even want to go see this movie in theaters. So for me, family friendliness gets a 50-50. 3 is acting and script. This movie has a lot of good actors in it. And while it seemed like they wanted to be a part of the movie at first, the longer this movie went on, you could tell that their acting performances were just like, why are we here? And that pushes me directly to the script. The script of this movie is absolutely horrendous. The dialogue between characters is brain rot and nonsensical. And like I said, the world building is garbage. The storytelling is terrible. Like, this is another one of those movies where you beg the question, was the script written by AI? Because it is that bad. And it affects all of the acting performances. Jack Black as Claptrap, which is freaking difficult to say, had a couple lines that were funny. Tiny Tina had a couple lines that made me laugh, but it was very few and far between, and even the Borderlands fans that were in there stopped laughing about 20 minutes into the film. I really like Cate Blanchett as an actress. She should definitely fire her agent after this movie. A-list names cannot save a film, but Eli Roth definitely thought that was all it took. So while you have a decent cast, the script is trash and it makes it miserable to watch. So for me, acting and script get a thumbs down. 4 is character development. This movie throws a plethora of characters at you without developing any of them at all. Then it tries to have a couple heartfelt moments with characters that you don't know anything about and don't care about. And then the last quarter of the movie, they try to do all the character development with the characters that matter, mainly Lilith and Tiny Tina. But it's too little too late. You don't care about the characters at that point, so when they try to push it all at the end of the movie, you just don't care. It's literally too late to do that. And the antagonist of this film, who is Atlas, only appears in person once. He's a hologram for almost the entire movie and has no character development whatsoever. He is a trash villain and it adds nothing to this film. You should care, but you don't. So character development gets a thumbs down. 5 is visuals and CGI. Look, there were a couple moments of decent CGI in this movie, but trust me when I say that most of the CGI in this film is like a graduation ceremony from Spy Kids 3D. It was an eyesore for most of the film, but I do think Commander Knox's bowl cut takes the cake. If there was one thing that you could get right about a movie, it would be the CGI. But I'm sitting here wondering where this movie's budget went besides getting the actors, because you can't tell where it is in any part of this movie. Visuals and CGI get a thumbs down. And 6 is rewatchability. Borderlands is an hour and 40 minutes long, and I wanted to die the entire time. There is very little, if anything at all, that is good about this movie. And so your brain is sitting there searching for something to hold on to that can help you make it through this film, and there's just nothing there. This movie felt well over 2 hours long because it was absolutely miserable to sit through. I will never watch this movie again, and if I do, please seek help for me because I'm in danger. Rewatchability gets a thumbs down. With all these areas considered, I have to give Borderlands a 1 out of 10. By the end of this film, you realize that there actually is a cool story in here, but it seems that it is just as hard to find as the vault they're looking for. Because the storytelling was garbage, the acting was poor due to one of the worst scripts of the year, and the only rival for CGI in this movie is clip art. I really thought that I had seen what I thought was the worst movie of the year so far. But let me tell you, this one is close. It's very close. So with all that in mind, I am begging you, please do not torture yourself by going to see this movie in theaters. Just go play the critically acclaimed games instead and enjoy them and forget this movie ever existed. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Borderlands, I'm so sorry. Please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.